interview.
Thank you, Zyrene. I am joined by Liquid's coach, Peter, as well as Quas, who I got to speak to yesterday leading into this matchup. So I got to come to you first. You've come away with the win, but specifically in that top lane matchup, how do you feel it went? Because you went into it very confident when I spoke to you yesterday.
Yeah, so we had a really rough start. I just had a 2-death start, which is pretty rough to come back from. It was not what I was expecting at all. But I'm really glad that my team was able to capitalize on their mistakes in bottom lane, and then we came up strong.
You guys had some really interesting itemization. A lot of defensive items coming across the board. Spectre's Cowl on you. We had the Abyssal Scepter and the Chalice in the mid lane, as well as the QSS on Piglet. So was this mid-game adaptation, or was this all pre-planned? We're going to try and slow these guys down.
Yeah, so our plan into it was we were having a stronger late-game teamfight comp, so I figured that we shouldn't take any risks early on, so that's why the itemization was so defensive. For example, in the top gank where Lee Sin almost killed me, if I didn't have that Cowl, I probably would have died. So those little things like that allow you to get through the early game and then solidify your late-game teamfights.
Now, this is where I come to you, Peter. As the coach, your players have been very vocal about all the preparation that you guys do. Can you speak to me a little bit about what the coaching staff has done to determine that this is the game plan for today?
Okay, basically we know Xiao loves to play LeBlanc a lot because he played previous LeBlanc game and he actually played really well at the game. So we first rotation take out LeBlanc, and then we do think he's probably going to pick Cassidy into it because a counter pick, because we saw our meta very earlier, and we know Impact love to play Rumble because there's 2 games he always first rotation Rumble. So we can expect them to pick a very full AP team comp. That's where those defense items will really work for us.
All right, so is this Warlock, the Warlock that we're hearing of, who's looking at these past tapes and finding this information for you guys?
Well, Warlock did a very good job on a scouting report, but those stuff is for Mark, our assistant coach. He always do those band pick for us and telling me about the studies. Like, all right, so Peter, you see, Impact plays 3 Rumble in a row, and Xiao has a very good record on the LeBlanc. So I just make this plan.
All right, now, Quas, back to you. As you mentioned, you did have a few deaths there early on, but the team definitely worked to slow the game down. At what point do you as a team, have to recognize that things are getting chaotic, and how do you regroup there in that mid-game?
So we knew the plan going into it was just slow things down, like farm it up, go to late game. So we pretty much just set up a lot of defensive wards and always very aware of where Lee Sin was in the map, just calling it loudly so no one would die. And I think we did a good job of staying alive as much as after the chaotic start that we had.
Peter, you've been very vocal in the past about how you think Dominate is one of the best, if not the best, jungler in North America. And when you look at Rush having an interesting champion pool, the fact that he goes for Lee Sin, how does that change Dominate's approach to controlling the game?
Okay, so basically, I've been talking Dom a lot because we always separate jungler for 2 parts. One is pressure jungler, and the other one is non-pressure jungler. Usually, the pressure jungler will have more strong in the early laning phase, and the non-pressure jungler will be more strong, scale better, like Sinjuani. So we know he's probably going to want to pick Lee Sin, as we saw they were banning 3 junglers on the ban. So we decided to picking Sinjuani and looking for team fights. So we took the 2v1 game. Actually, this is a mind game, very interesting because we're thinking they're going to 2v1 us, so we just keep our bottom, and we do got the laning we want. So we avoid the early aggression, because you can see when Dom going to bottom, he's already level 6.
All right, and then, that's one top player that you have on your team. Another top player that you have on your team is sitting right next to you in Quas. I want to get the coach's perspective on Quas as a player and what he does for this organization.
Quas is a very good player. I think he probably can be the best top laner in North America. The reason I say that is he has a variety of the champion pools. He can play almost every champion, and also he can play the champion like Swan, some players don't to play, which he can fit our team comp with more provide CC, provide damage, or provide tanky, which I think this is his strength for our team.
Well, we've seen in the spring split, you had the most unique champion played in the spring split so far. This split 5 out of 6 games, so definitely speaks to the versatility that you have over there, Quas. One final question, and this is to either of you. When you're looking at new champions like Echo and they come into the mix, how does the team determine when that champion is ready to be played, or when you're ready to bring a new strategy onto the field?
First is our analyst, like Mark and Warlock, and also our TK going to bring me about this new champion. What's his strengths? What's his strongest, or what's his weakness? So we're gonna thinking about, is he good at the mid, at the top, or at the jungle? And we've been talking with Quas, we've been talking with mid, and asking and thinking about their role on the team. But finally, we decided to put Echo into jungle. But we're maybe going to put it in the mid too next week.
Yeah, exactly. He can be played everywhere. You know,
Yes.
Quas, finally to you. 5-1 now. The team has been, has been pretty forward-facing about don't read into our record too much. But now that you are 5-1, is it okay now for your fans and everybody to get hyped about, the progress that this team has made?
I would say so. Even though we haven't played CLG or TSM yet, I think we have played really well, and we have still a lot to prove.
All right, well, you have TSM next weekend. We look forward to that game. But once again, congratulations to the both of you on the 5-1 coming out of Week 3 here. We are going to step away while Team Dignitas and Gravity set up for our next match. So meet us back here in 3.5 for more of the North American LCS.